Well, I woke up Sunday morning with no way to hold my head. That didn't hurt. Johnny Cash had a lot of hangovers in his day. And today we're going to talk about how drinking and hangovers impact your weight loss efforts. I don't know about you, but when I drink, I test positive for blow. I'm Bryce, leader of the Gutless Gang, and hey, the reality is, most of us do not have a ton of control. Surprise, surprise. Alcohol is a gateway drug that opens up the doorway to a lot of other fattening and self-destructive behaviors. If you test positive for blow every time you go out drinking, or test positive for late night pizza and burritos and bad decisions every time you go out boozing, then you may consider taking a little break. So it's not so much just the empty calories. It's not just what you do that night. It's what you do the next day or what you don't do. And that was the reason I quit drinking for so long, was because I wasn't doing anything productive with my life the next day. And that was killing me from an anxiety standpoint and causing me to put on weight. Because if you're just laying around and watching Netflix all day, let's face it, when you're hungover, you do not want to eat healthy. You want to eat a cheeseburger or pizza or Indian food or something greasy, something easy, something quick. And you don't want to move. You're not going to work out. And that's what happens when you're hungover. So for those of you who can have a couple drinks and that's it, then alcohol is not that big of a problem. You know, you're looking at a couple hundred calories that you can burn off the next day. Not a big deal. The empty calories aren't as big of a deal as what alcohol does behaviorally and what you do after you drink. And do you have 2 or do you have 10? And then do you have a late night burrito and then a cheeseburger the next day and do absolutely nothing? Then from a calorie standpoint, your body actually has to process alcohol, which is a toxin, before it can process calories coming from fat and food. So fats and foods get put on layaway. Your liver cannot process fat until it's processed the toxin that is alcohol. That is a priority because it can kill you. Your body has to get rid of alcohol before it can get rid of fat. And then from a hormonal standpoint, alcohol destroys your ability to synthesize and break down the biologically available testosterone you still have in your body. It also hinders your ability to produce testosterone because it disrupts and hinders your quality of sleep. It's in stage 5 rapid eye movement, REM sleep, that we produce the most amount of testosterone naturally. That's why men have morning wood when they wake up, because that's when our testosterone is highest. If you're not getting a morning stiffy, that's a problem. That means your testosterone is low and you got to do something about it. If you're serious about losing weight, then as a man, you're going to be wanting to reboot your ability to produce testosterone naturally and to reboot your metabolic activity, your resting metabolic rate, your metabolism. And it's really hard to do that if you're drinking. So while some of my guys in the 8-week Gutless Challenge will continue to drink a little bit, if they are getting out of control, we cut alcohol out entirely for the first 30 days so they can reboot their testosterone, get rid of their man boobs, their side fat, their low energy, their lethargy, their sexual dysfunction in some cases. Not every case. Don't think all my guys have sexual dysfunction. They don't. But some do, and we correct it in 8 weeks. Part of it has to do with rebooting your hormones, correcting your hormonal imbalance. That means your testosterone is too low, estrogen is too high. And if you're serious about correcting that problem naturally and not having to take synthetic testosterone, then you will consider the impact that alcohol has on your hormones and also your overall weight gain. The more gut fat you have, the higher your estrogen levels are and the lower your T is. More gut fat, lower T. Lower T, easier to put on gut fat, harder to get rid of it. That is the low T gut fat connection that Gutless solves for. So if you test positive for blow every time you go out drinking, or test positive for late night pizza and burritos and bad decisions every time you go out boozing, then you may consider taking a little break from the old El Buzo. And you'll thank me for it later. So I'm Bryce, leader of the Gutless Gang, and this is the Gutless Video Podcast, episode 2. That's why I forgot to introduce myself and talk about the fact that this is a video podcast, but that's what it is. And if you want the formula that helps men lose 10 to 30 pounds in just 8 weeks at a 93% success rate and helps some guys lose as much as 50 pounds in 8 weeks by helping them boost their testosterone, naturally ditch the dad bod and go gutless, which means to be without gut, which is the most common problem for middle-aged men. Then you'll go to the website, go to gutless.com/book, grab your copy. It's $6.95. That's less than the price of a cheeseburger. So just go get your copy, get the information, change your life. We're approaching 2021. Get in the game from a knowledge standpoint, and then we'll kick off in January. So if you want to jump on board, we'll be launching another Gutless Elite then. Anyways, enough with the sales pitch. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. When I drink, I wake up the next morning and I test positive for blow. If that's you, consider taking a break. I'm Bryce, leader of the Gutless Gang. 5 fingers make a fist. Push.